What's going on, y'all? Chris here on the berm. I'm back in the shop today. It is Tuesday, February the 14th, Valentine's Day. Yes, it is okay with the wife that I'm down here. So I came home from work. I cooked us some supper. We sat down, ate supper together. And Tuesdays are her off day, so she had a tattoo appointment today. That's what I got her for Valentine's Day. So she enjoyed that, and so we ate our dinner together, and now I'm down in the shop, and I'm very thankful. I need to shout out my wife. I'm very thankful that she's understanding, and she knows that we have a lot of work coming in and out of here, and she supports all of it, and I got a good one. So hope all y'all had a great Valentine's Day. We're back on the impressive. Kelly left it here. We didn't have a lot of work going on right now, and nothing rushing. So we just told him to leave it here and until he got him some parts, and he ended up, the door closed on me over there. He ended up getting a brand new set of Pinto spindles. So we're gonna end up, I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna put both of those new spindles on the car. That way both of them are new, we know both of them are straight. And then his left front one is not bent, so we're gonna let him use that as a spare. He did order a right front when we told him he needed one. But since this is a matching set and they came together, he's gonna keep that right front he ordered, and the left front we're taking off as the spares in the trailer. And once we get those on here, we're gonna work on some camber caster. And once we get all that done, then he'll be ready to go. Pops and I nut and bolt checked the whole car the other night. There were some loose bolts, and that's just part of racing and maintenance. And we tightened up everything. Just put our hand on pretty much everything on the car. And we even told Kelly that if he'll just double check behind us, because it doesn't hurt. But y'all hang out with us. Pops, I think, ran to town. He should be back in a little while. I heard him leave earlier, so he usually don't stay gone long. So he should be back in a little while. Until then, I'm gonna start knocking these wheels and tires off, start getting these spindles off this car, and y'all hang out with me. We're gonna do a little bit of work this evening. All right, y'all, so y'all saw me swap that spindle. Everything fits good on the ball joints. Probably gonna have to change some stuff in the future on this car just to get the roll center and everything back like it should be as far as ball joints. But we got the rotor off, and Pops is here. He showed up. Hey. Pops is repacking the bearings on that rotor real quick, or just putting some extra grease in there. They had a little bit of grease, but not like what we like. So he's packing them bearings, and it does have bearing spacers on it, which is a good thing. But if they're not adjusted right, it's not a good thing. So we're gonna make sure that all that's set right. But anyway, spindle on the right front is on. I'm about to pull off the left front. Pops is gonna get those bearings packed, and then we'll get that hub stuck back on this side, and this side will be done, and we'll get that left front done. Y'all hang out with us. So obviously we're a little further along. We got the hub back on, and we started checking caster camber numbers with the angle finder just to get it close before we put it on the ground. Once we get it on the ground and get a caster camber gauge on it, then we can set it where we want it. But you can get pretty close with the jack under it and with the control arm up closer to where it's going to be at ride height. And these bars were real long. It actually had positive camber in it. And so what we done, we swapped tubes. We went an inch shorter on the front and rear tubes, or inch shorter. And so now we've got thread adjustment, because they were bottomed out. You could tell they were bottomed out, and somebody tried to put camber in it, or caster and camber. So this is where we're at. we're fixing to pull the spring out, and we're fixing to cycle this suspension, the upper and lower, through its cycle because we're pretty sure we're gonna have to move this shock in, and we have plenty of bracket right here that we may cut this bracket off and just re-drill in here and lay that shock on in. With this shock all the way against this tube, I could stick my hand between the spring pocket and the shock. So it has plenty of clearance between the spring and everything. So that's not a problem. I just wanted to give y'all an update where we were at. We're fixing to take this jack bolt loose and try to pull that spring out so we can cycle this suspension and see where we can put that shock. If we have to, we can put it out here on the outside like we did Mike's car, and we'll just make a mount up in here like we did on Mike's car, and that'll give it plenty of travel and plenty of room if it does hit. But we have some camber in it now. We'll check it once we get it on the floor, and we still haven't even messed with the driver's side yet because we've been messing with these tubes and stuff, trying to get numbers close where we want them. Give y'all an update. I'm gonna sit y'all back up on the tripod and do some videoing since I've been slacking while we were doing all the tube work. Y'all hang out with us. We're gonna get this right front fixed up, and then we'll get busy on that left front and get it knocked out. Y'all hang out. All right, y'all, I figured I'd do some real time while we're doing this. Pops is backing out that jack bolt, see if we can't get that spring out of there. The upper control arm is laying on the frame right now, so we may have to do some prying. Right. We may have to, the upper's not tight, so we could just take the upper loose.
Didn't you tighten that back?
No.
Okay.
I just put the nut on. Because I didn't know if we wanted to come back off of it. Be honest with you.
I got you.
I just wanted to make sure. Just wanted to make sure. I am going to take that shock completely out of the way for a second. I'll stick it down here. I'm going to go test fit. I could just pull that front one out. Because that bar is the one that's hidden. Oh, throw it. Never mind. Jack under this. Jack it up, and then that way you put that upper control arm back on there. Be easier anyway trying to hold it. Why? I don't see him trying to hold it. And that could. I'll get it back in this bracket. You know how much of a pain it's been tonight.
Who's been? Me?
No, something like that. Look, y'all, I'll tell you right now. This car has been fighting us tonight, and that's why I haven't been videoing, because we've just been so focused on trying to get all this to work. I mean, it literally had, this tube was bottomed out and this tube was bottomed out, and it literally had 2 degrees of positive camber in it, and it had 4 or 5 degrees of negative casting. So we were trying to get everything situated before we got back on camera, I'll be honest. I know y'all want to see everything, but sometimes I just get so focused. I mean, I forget to turn on the phone or camera, whatever. That's why it'd be nice to have somebody just running the camera. You know what I mean? So, but anyway, y'all are watching now, so we're gonna get it fixed. And we have a wind advisory, by the way, so if y'all hear the door rattling, the wind is blowing. A lot.
Supposed to be 50 to 60.
Yeah, tomorrow.
It's midnight tonight, too.
Alright, Daddy. Probably jack up on that jack. Well, we ain't got much jack left, do we? We'll be good.
Oh, you're good there.
We can get anything.
Oh,
I got a half inch between that tube and the.
you got an inch over here. And then you got a half to 3/4 of an inch between the frame and the shop.
What about the spring pocket? That jack bolt plate. Oh, we'll be good. We're way away
Yeah.
from it.
Oh, that's what I was looking at. But that part, that is,
I just want to make sure we're not close to it
yeah.
with everything in there. We'll put that spring back in and lay that strock in. I will say this, judging just then, it had some really good caster gain. I mean, it laid that spindle back, so I will say that.
Okay.
Let's just check it for the people watching. Right now, y'all. Get back up here. That's 5 degrees of caster right there. Sitting on the jack, about where the control arm will be at right height, maybe a little lower than right height. And the control arm will never get that high. That's 15 degrees of caster.
I think we're good.
Yeah. But like I said, it'll never get that high. It'll have the spring coil bound before then. And the control arm was in the frame, so. And that's a 550, so you know it ain't gonna travel that high. Now if it was a 350, 400, and it was coil binding on down there, you could probably lay the control arm in the frame like a lot of them are. I just prefer not to bend control arms.
Yep.
To be honest with you. I know a lot of them are doing it. There's a lot of local guys right now on a 450 right front. They know more than I know. 'Cause I'd love to put my car on a 450 if somebody wants to share some information. We're new to the 3-link stuff. We've had 3-link cars. We've worked on a bunch of 3-link cars, but we're new at figuring it out. Of course, we want everything. We want what everybody else has, and we want what everybody else wants. Forward bite and drive.
You gonna take that control arm back off?
Probably should to get that spring back in there.
Yeah.
So, we're figuring it out like everybody else. We're gonna figure it out.
Oh, yeah.
I promise you. We made real good headway with the Harris this weekend. So I think we're headed in the right direction anyway.
Ready?
Yeah. All right. Oh, jack up on it. All right.
Come on.
Get it turned in there right way. Right there. All right. All right. Okay. We'll figure it out. We ain't the smartest people in the world, but we'll try it once. If it don't work, we'll try something else.
Right.
Trial and error, as they say.
Oh, wait a minute. That's research and development.
There you go. There you go. I forgot. That's what they call it.
Yeah, that's what they call it.
All right, checking on the. Well, hey, let me run it down. I'll tell you what. Just jack it up like that. Because if it's clear right there, it's clear.
I'm picking the part now.
It's clear. The spring perch is bottomed out in the spring pocket, and we're away from the shop, and we're gonna have even more load on that spring. So that pocket is gonna be down here, or that perch jack bolt plate is gonna be down here.
Yeah.
It'll be away from the shock body.
It's away from shop body now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So
It'll be on them down.
Okay.
So we'll just cut this off, re-drill us a hole in it, and lay that shock in. And be right on the money.
And redo our holes.
Yeah. We can, you said we got them bushings on.
Oh.
I can weld one in like they do from the factory.
Yeah.
And that way we'll have the one on the bolt.
Oh, there's a,
That ain't no big deal.
should be a bushing one in right here.
We still haven't gotten to, I've got capture camera on my mind. I can't even talk about everything else. We still haven't gotten to setting the toe and the tie rods and everything, so they're all still loose. But we're making some headway. I think Kelly's car is gonna be totally different. Surely it'll handle a lot better. Cause I think if he was running it like that, whew, it had to drive terrible. To be honest with you. Yeah, that'll work. That's the same thing as that one. So we'll just drill the hole out the same size on both sides. And I'll just weld that in there. Yeah, I bet it was a handful.
We know it was.
I bet it was a handful. Maybe it'll be a lot smoother now, a lot easier to turn,
Yeah.
a lot easier to handle. Like me and Pops were talking about earlier, as bad off as this right front was, he'll have to change his whole setup now to accommodate for this being right and make up for it with the rear end stuff, because it will change the whole car. And I'm pretty sure they're gonna put on, didn't he say they're gonna put on scales when we left here? So
Yeah.
maybe they can get it close.
So then you don't scale it out, so.
Get this shock out of the way.
Flat heads.
Yeah. I like bearing spacers. Is that green hood over there?
Yeah.
Oh, you going for the extension cord? Extension cord? Thank you.
Mm.
I'm gonna cut it right behind these holes.
Yeah.
And
Then
then
just round it off.
And then just round it off.
Okay.
And that should allow for that shock body. All right, y'all, so we got the hole drilled in the upper shock mount. Let me take this camera off this tripod, or phone camera, what are you gonna call it? I'll show y'all. Pops is getting the air hose. I'm gonna blow all this off. We just cut that shock bracket off and then re-drilled the holes. And then I've got a new spacer that I have laid down somewhere. Right here. And I dropped it again. Hadn't been our day, y'all. But anyway, we got that drilled. I'm gonna stick that in there like that. Weld it in like it would have been from the factory. And then the bolt has the other shock bushing on it, like they come. And it'll slide in that side and tighten up. So yeah, that's where we're at. I'm gonna blow it. Oh, I didn't really know who's gonna do it. Got all that cleaned up. Now we can weld our piece in there. I'll get this tacked in, and we'll get that tacked in there like that. We'll be good to go. I'm gonna put y'all back up on the tripod. We'll get this thing knocked out. This right front has kicked our butt tonight. Has kicked our booty. Yep. Just one of them things you just work through the best way you can. We'll get her fixed up. We'll get her fixed up here in a second. Once we get, like I said, once we get this shock done, then the right front will be finished. The left front should just be changing a spindle, but that's what this side was to begin with. So, y'all know how that goes. One thing leads to another. And you have to fix it. The way me and Pop see it is, don't want to, it's got our name on it now, so we want it to be right when it leaves here. You can hand me that one. You can hand me that one.
You want to use that one?
Yeah, it'll work.
Okay.
I don't think it's gonna throw enough sparks to make it come on. I'm just gonna knock his paint off a little bit on this tab. I feel like, no.
Okay.
No, it should be same bolt. I feel like it's one of the nights where you don't get a lot done, but you feel like you worked, yeah, hours on the same thing. And we have, literally. Good. Should be good enough. Should be. I feel like we might have said that 2 or 3 times tonight. But it'll all work out. You can't get discouraged, that's for sure.
No.
When you get discouraged,
Oh,
that's when you.
you wanna run that jack boat back down before we put that shot back in the hole?
Yeah, hold it. I'll run it down real quick. Lay it over like.
So you can get in there to it?
Yeah.
What we doing a ratchet wrench? I don't know what you did with it.
I had it. I know I did. Played on the beach. I'm telling you. Hey, look down on that.
I am.
I mean, that's about to be difficult. One of them days.
You gotta take measure, yeah, lay it right there.
Well, man, it's taking forever.
See, I had to take it out when it was rusted.
Moves a lot better with some lubrication on there. I will tell you that.
I bet it did.
That'll keep walking. We'll sit right that.
Oh, yeah.
We'll set all that once we get it back on the ground.
I've seen some of those pointed bolts.
Oh yeah, Weir's machine.
Mhm.
I just snugged it up for now.
Alright.
We'll tighten everything up. Alright. Oh, come on up just a little bit. Put it in there crooked. That's why I only welded it on one side.
We need,
Like I was planning for that mistake.
we need,
Oh, come on up, man.
need that, lady's foot.
Come on up just a little bit. Oh. Yeah. Put my bushing in there a little crooked, y'all. That's what happens. Try to make things work. Hang on to that. I may need it again. Come up a little bit there on your jacket. I thought we about that to cut it back out. But it worked. It worked.
upper control arm.
Yeah, I won't tighten them up.
Okay.
I'll run them up with the impact and then.
You want me to leave it up or let it down?
You let that. Shark's gonna catch it. Yeah, we're away from that. We're not close to anything. It's only gonna get further away as it goes up. Only gonna get further away. What did I do earlier? Stick it in back in?
Yeah, you had the impact up in here.
People probably watching this going, why don't you just get a wrench? That's what I'm gonna do.
Well, let's see, you still got that ratchet wrench over?
Yeah.
And then there's gloves on the way right. Okay.
I got it. I got you.
Oh, good.
That's the only bad part about YouTube. Can't listen to a radio. We'll get copyrighted. Copyright claim. Maybe Kelly get that off if you need to. He's probably like, don't talk about me being weak on camera. He ain't weak. He's a good old boy.
Alright.
Well, there's a right foot after what, 4 hours?
Yeah. Oh, I don't know.
I don't even know what time it is.
8:30.
8:30? About 3 hours?
2.5, 3 hours.
What we done is Kelly had it in the top hole on the rear bracket, and it didn't have a lot of anti-dive in it. It was actually, had a little pro dive in it. And we got to looking at some impressive setup sheets, and we wanted to set it to impressive specs. So that's what we did. Because that spindle being bent, I think they were trying to compensate. And it was way out.
What you put down and do that?
Grounder. They once we put a straight spindle on it, like I said, it had tons of positive camber and negative caster, and should be closed now, so we can get on the ground and set everything. But all we got to do now is take off that left front spindle, which it ain't bent. Everything should go back right. We're just gonna put matching pair of spindles on there and keep that one over there for a spare. And he'll have a new right front that he ordered for a spare. And once we get on the ground, we'll sit right height, check everything, and then we can snug everything down on our, because these nuts and all here just kind of snug down a little bit. Then we still have to do toe and stuff. So y'all hang out with us. We still got a lot of work to do. All right, y'all. So we have talked to Kelly, and what we're gonna do is he's gonna, yeah, throw him back on there. He's gonna keep this other spindle as a spare because this side is not bent and everything is set on this side. So we're gonna work on toe and get this thing at right height. So what we're gonna do is go ahead and throw the wheels and tires on it and set it on the ground. Hopefully we can get this thing, I about fell, I stepped on the jack. Well, hopefully we get this thing sitting on the ground here in a little bit and it'll be ready to go for Kelly after we set the toe on it. So y'all hang out for a little bit. We're gonna throw these wheels and tires on. We're gonna get this thing on the ground and we'll show y'all what it looks like sitting down once we get everything at right height. Y'all hang out. Well, there she is, folks. We got the camber where we want it. We got plenty of shock clearance, but we are at 0 caster right now, and that tube is bottomed out. So he's gonna have to go to a 4-inch tube on the back, which we don't have here. So Kelly will have to give him a 4-inch tube right there before we can set caster and camber like we want to. But it's got good camber. It's got good camber gain and caster gain once we get it set. But it has shock clearance, moving that shock in. Helped it out a lot with the shock clearance. We still got plenty on the frame and the spring. So he should be good to go. He get that tube on there, then we can set everything on the front end. But he's got his bumpers on, rear bumper on, door bar, and a new right front spindle. That old one was pretty bad. I'll be honest with you, it was pretty bad. It looked like the spindle's bent, but it is also reamed crooked. So I'll show y'all right here. That's what the top hole looks like. Looks like she either was reamed crooked or it looks like it watered it out. So, but he's got a new right front spindle and it ain't bent. We know it ain't bent. And we got all the metal work done as far as bumpers and stuff. So Kelly should be good to go. We also fixed that shock mount. I don't even know if I videoed that. I'll have to look back through video. But anyway, we cut that shock mount off because it had been washered and fixed. So we replaced that shock mount, fixed that shock mount. And that's going to be it for Kelly's Impressive. It's another video in the shop with me and Pops. We are tired, I will tell you. That right front wore us out. And left front should be good. He's got plenty of adjustment over here. We'll go, when we go to set the caster and camber, we should be everything fine over here. And we'll get everything set once he gets the parts on it. And I'll run by his house and do that. So he should be good to go. They're going to put it on the scales. And to be honest with you, Tracy, the guy that's going to scale it for him, is real good. So Tracy, if Kelly can get that tube replaced, Tracy could probably set caster camber for him. And oh, I know he can. So, well, that's going to be it for us this evening. We appreciate y'all following us, liking us. Y'all please like, comment, subscribe, share these videos with your friends. We will bring y'all some more trackside content for sure, and it will be better, I promise. I got a GoPro mount coming. I ordered it today, a roll cage mount. So we'll get the GoPro in the car next time in either Blake or Mike's, or we may put a camera in both of them. And I've got an older GoPro. If it still works, we'll try it. So I know Blake's got a GoPro too, so we'll get y'all some good footage coming. In the meantime, we have a lot of work coming in this shop in the next few days, or next couple weeks, really. And like I said earlier in the video, Micah brings his car. We'll do like the usual bumpers, door bar, and fix a bar that he said he had bent. So we'll have some content on that. Then we'll get Blake's Harris in here, and y'all get to see us rebuild a rear clip on a Harris. So appreciate y'all hanging out with us. And until next time.
Appreciate it, guys. God bless you.
See y'all.